Airfield, Eastern spawn, light tank. What options do we have? Spawning on airfield in the east with a light tank, you actually don't have too many options. One is to go to this position right here and to basically spot the tanks which are playing in this portion of the map. However, this is actually not a spotting position, plus fast medium tanks will go there and will have a much better firepower compared to you as a light tank. And so what I would do is I would suggest to go to this position right here, because there you can try to spot the heavy tanks which are playing right here, plus you can hide behind a little rock, and then later on in the game you can also try to advance to a bush right here if the situation allows, and then maybe further advance via the B lane. Now, one word to the south. In the south you can also try to play here, but the problem is that you don't have any bush where you can hide, and so it's more of, or it would be more of an active scout gameplay. Okay, so this is why we will go to the north and try to support our heavy tanks from one of the bushes which we can use on the B lane. Now we'll see how it goes. Well, first of all, the good thing in playing, oh come on, the good thing with playing a light tank is that you don't care too much about being top tier or low tier. If you are top tier, as we are in this game, then your firepower is actually good enough to compete even with medium or sometimes even heavy tanks of the enemy team. But in any case, you have the possibility to spot and to outspot your opponents, no matter if you are top tier or low tier. The only negative thing is if you're in a situation in which you are the low tier light tank, then your spotting capability is tremendously weaker than compared to the top tier light tank. So we'll start with this bush right here, a bush which is not too offensively, and the thing we want to do is we want to try and support our team, as I said, with spotting those heavy tanks in the middle. But the thing is, in a light tank you need to be smart. This is extremely important, and yeah, I actually didn't want to knock down this tree because now the enemy tanks already know that I'm in this bush. Now what I need to do is I need to make sure that I don't lose hit points even if those tanks are blind firing this bush. So first of all, we can make use of the spotting mechanics in the game. So if I spot enemy tanks, they will remain spotted for a certain period of time. So I have the luxury of moving out of cover into this bush, spotting those tanks, and then I can instantaneously fall back into the bush because those enemy tanks will remain spotted for, as I said, a certain period of time. Now, with doing so, I minimize the risk of getting shot by the enemy team. As you can see, I'm evading all those blind shots in this bush, but I'm constantly spotting the enemy team, and I'm using my gun here to make damage on my own. Now I can do this because there's this rock adjacent to the bush where I can find cover and where I can hide and not getting shot by the enemy team. And so this is what I want to do. Now what you have to understand with playing a light tank is that you should be patient and not waste your tank, because your tank becomes stronger at the end of the game if there are less opponent tanks, because your ability to outspot enemies will be strong in a 1v1 situation and not in a situation in which multiple enemy tanks can get shots at you and can also of course spot you. So at the beginning of the game, remain patient and don't waste your tank, don't waste your hit points. And this is exactly what we are going to do right here. I think Airfield is a map in which playing offensively, playing aggressively just does not pay out. And so not only in a heavy tank but also in a light tank, you want to be, let's say, defensively and just try to here and there help your team, but play very cautiously and make sure that you remain your hit points until the end of the game. And this is exactly what we are doing right here. Now, slowly but carefully, our team is on the winning side, also due to our help. We already made 923 damage, and I think in a bit it will be time to advance to the next bushes on the B lane. But now here you go, the WoT is already making pressure. I think this might be a little bit too early if you ask me, and so I want to right now stay here in this position and see if I can get another shot. Once again, Airfield is a map in which, or on which you should play defensively, and the team that advances too early in the game will lose the game. I've seen this happening so many times on this map. I actually don't like this kind of map, but that's just how it is, and I think you always should adjust your gameplay to the map that you are playing. Now, the game seems to be 1-8-2-3, and now I think it is time for us to advance. Looks like my prediction was actually more or less right. The WoT has lost more or less 80% of its HP, and now it's our time to outspot the remaining tanks and get more assisting damage. Can we get a shot on the enemy Chaffee? Let's see. No. But I think we should advance anyway, because 9-3, the game is won, and now we need to make pressure in order to, here go, in order to get more damage. So, okay, and then we will take the T-79. Now we are no, we're not spotted actually. Okay, we're not spotted. So let's get another shot on the Chaffee. It looks like he's behind cover. Okay. So you know what? Let's actually advance and let's try to get him out, to dig him out. Okay, he's moving. Nice. So we can get a shot right now. Excellent. And now we need to hide because now, yes, of course, we are spotted. We'll take cover behind this rock here. And as you can see, in my opinion, there's, well, there are lots of possibilities how you can play Airfield, but I think this is quite a good one because you can spot the enemy heavy tanks and help your team, and then once you're on the winning side you can further advance on the B lane. Of course you can also play like a regular medium tank in the south. You can also go to the south and try to spot enemy tanks on the which are close to the enemy base. However, keep in mind that on the little yeah, what is it, little yeah, it's actually not an island, but on the hill, on the G5 position, you don't have any bushes, and so just keep this in mind. So in my opinion, this is a good way to play an Airfield if you're spawning on the eastern spawn with a light tank.